Here he comes, strutting along. That's right, man in charge. All right, welcome back to the show, folks. You got the American Adversaries Drive Time Prime Time show, and the man in charge that I was talking about, of course, is Mike McBath.
Well, I love that sound, money, money, money. 38 years as a stockbroker. If you didn't like that music, you wouldn't have lasted too long.
You were in the wrong business.
That's right. Wrong business, my friend.
All right. Well, if you don't like the sound of the truth, you're in the wrong business around here, because that's what we're all about. All right. We're here. We're live. 407-774-8255 is the number. That is Mike McBath. I am Christopher Hart. Harry General. Lucas Paris has us up on the Pariscope. You can find us once again where, Lucas?
Go to youtube.com and in the search bar type in Adversaries TV. One word. You'll find our channel. Click on that channel. Newest videos are at the top. Older videos are in descending order.
And, of course, you can catch our pizza eating challenge already in the archive there.
Now, does that have, with the video, actually, does they have sound and everything?
Yep.
To it?
Oh, yeah.
This thing picks up sound.
No.
Oh, yeah.
When
yeah.
I think exchanges
Plugged in and picks up sound off of here.
Exchanges between the different contestants, that was pretty heated. I'm going to have to review that, to see how that really went.
Most of the contestants had their mouths full, except Reggie.
Know.
Reggie kept mouthing off the whole time, but
what I liked,
that's Reggie.
Chris,
Reggie
in
did
the
well
end,
this time.
was when Reggie had 2 pieces of pizza stuck in a glass of water.
When it was over.
I said, is that it, Reggie? Is that how it all ends, with 2 pieces of pizza and a glass of water?
He's making a smoothie.
That was his version of throwing in the towel. Now, tomorrow night, folks, we're going to be at the 10th anniversary celebration of the Taste of Apopka, and it's presented by Bright House, but we'll be over at the Highland Manor, and, of course, you all are welcome. We'll be doing our show there live. The Big Tuna himself, Jim Turner, will be doing his show there live from 3 to 5 on 1520 WBZW. Tickets are $35. You can go to apopkachamber.org, or you can keep that phone close by, because we got a couple of tickets to give away we're going to do at the top of the next hour. So there you have fair warning. So stick around for that. In the meantime, we do have some new poll numbers out, and Donald Trump is once again solidly in the lead. Brand new Reuters national poll out. Trump 34, Carson 19, Rubio 10, Cruz 8, Jeb 6, no vote 6, and everybody else comes in under no vote. And in other words, they say they won't vote at all. And there's a couple of New Hampshire polls out. One of them shows it this way: Trump 23, Carson 13, Rubio 13, Cruz 8, Jeb 7. The other one shows Trump 22, Carson 11, and the other numbers very similar as well. But Trump is once again solidly in the lead.
Chris, have you seen Jeb's ad that's running here in Florida right now?
I don't believe I have.
No, I'm serious. Like, I've seen it a number of times. I don't know who draws these ads up, but it wasn't his posture. I mean, and that's part of this game.
That's part of his problem.
I watched his posture because it's like in any business, anything, it's showtime when you're on.
Yeah.
Well, here they are trying to cut an ad, and he just looks like a weak old man. I mean, it's just not good. Couldn't they have just said, hey, you got to do this, this, and this, and look like a powerful speaker? And you got to wait till you see the ad.
He doesn't have that swagger that Debbie has.
Just doesn't have it.
He just does not have it.
Nice guy, did a pretty good job.
Yeah, but he will not. He's not going to go anywhere, and that's part of it. And that is part of what Trump and Carson and Cruz and Rubio have. They have the charisma.
And you said no vote beat them.
Well, no vote tied.
That's when you know it's over, when no vote is higher than your vote.
No vote tied Jeb in the Reuters poll, and other than Cruz, Rubio, Carson, and Trump, everybody else came under the no vote, and that included Huckabee and Santorum and all those guys. But the
December 15th now is, from my understanding, the next debate.
Correct.
Wonder where the cutoff point will be. I do think they should raise it each time.
It's going to be up to CNN, and once again, they are partnering with the Salem Media Group, who owns this station, this group of stations here. So it'll be interesting to see. And the field may very well be smaller by then too. Of course, Bobby Jindal dropped out yesterday. We shall see with John Kasich and the other. Kasich is running okay in some of the New Hampshire polls, but these two New Hampshire polls, he's nowhere near the top 5. So there may well be some more dropouts before this goes, and I predict there will be. I don't know who, but I think there will be maybe 3 more who will drop out by that next debate or soon thereafter. But nonetheless, Trump is firmly in charge, and this is something my brother, he was with us at the summit over the weekend, and I did not, because we were doing the show live, get a chance to see Donald Trump speak, but he did, and others in our entourage, our army. And he said as soon as Trump walked in, he just looked like he was in charge. And just the way he stands at the podium, the way he addresses the audience, it's like a man with a mission who is in charge. But we did get to attend the press conference with Ben Carson, and my brother noticed it as well when he was speaking, and then we saw him in the press conference room, which is obviously a much smaller room. And when that man walks in a room, I guarantee you, whatever room he walks in, people will notice him. Carl and I came up with the same word, presence. There's just a presence about the man. And boy, those two together on a ticket, I think would be very, very powerful.
And, I mean, you got to admire
especially with this terrorism stuff beginning to rise up again.
And I like Carson. I mean, I like Trump being, I call the big mouth in the sense he just pounds the points home.
Yep.
Not the most elegant speaker.
Don't have to be.
But right, he's the basic man speaker. Then you have Carson. Really, he's such a nice guy.
And
it's hard
thoughtful.
to dislike the guy.
And he's very thoughtful.
And you can read he's a true Christian. And, I mean, I think that combination, they might as well not even run. Because what's Hillary going to run for? The criminal party or something? I don't know what she's doing.
She is going to be more and more burdened with Barack Obama and his dancing queen style. Because, obviously, she was a big part of his foreign policy for a long time. She drove the foreign policy in Libya and was in the process of driving the foreign policy in Syria. Between her and Cheryl Mills and Susan Rice. The three Dago or Dykes or whatever.
Whoa. Chris, I was thinking about this today. You know that saying, blame America first, crowd?
Yeah.
That could be a anti-Hillary sticker in Obama. Blame America first.
Yeah. Vote Trump.
Yeah.
The polls, once again, certainly in his favor. And then you look at what the solutions that are now being proposed for the conflict in the Middle East, and you see that many of his solutions are coming to fruition. First of all, he said, as far as Syria goes, if Putin wants to take the lead in Syria, let him. Let him. And as far as Iraq goes, though, he would take the oil wells away from them, take the revenue from the oil to pay for the whole effort, and in the meantime, he would bomb the shucks out of ISIS. And I didn't tell you, Mike, but when Kasich gave his press conference, he was the last one at the summit. I asked each of the candidates that I got a press conference chance to, starting with Carson. Trump has said he would send the 200,000 or so refugees this administration is going to allow in the country back out. What would you do? And they all said, first and foremost, they wouldn't let them in. But then none of them really said that they would turn around and send them back out. But Kasich, the way I worded it with him, I said, Donald Trump the other night in Iowa said, and I quote, I said, quote unquote, that he would bomb the shucks out of ISIS, only I didn't say shucks. I used the real word that Trump did. And then that he would send those refugees out. What would you do? And it was a serious question, and he gave it a serious answer. And I thought he gave a pretty doggone good answer, in terms of how he would deal with these jokers all in all. But every one of them was by far and away better than this joke of a president we have yesterday and today in Turkey and Manila.
Aren't you amused, though, when Obama tries to pass this on as a humanitarian type thing, and that if you, the Republicans, how can you be this way? Well, doesn't he remember just a while ago when the red line situation, all you were responsible for is about 300,000 deaths, Mr. Obama. You were part of it. We could have stopped this before it ever took place. 300,000 Syrians are now dead. And you're concerned about these immigrants coming in? Don't think you are at all. I think you're an ideology.
That brings me to another point.
Sell it.
That brings me to another point. He's been using this straw man argument over and over and over again that he used in Turkey and he used again in Manila. And that is that, who's got a better idea? You got a better idea out there? I don't hear a better idea. Who's got a better idea? The only other idea is have World War III. And you want to have World War III? Is that what's all that? You want to have World War III? That's all that. If you don't want to do what I want to do, you're going to have World War III. Now, let me tell you this. We are in and have been in World War III officially since 9/11. The only thing is we have been actively denying it. George W. Bush went out of his way to deny it, as has this president. It's time we open up our eyes and see it. We are already in this war. And because he is denying it, he's making it harder and harder to end this war. And it must end with a victory. And it will only end with a victory. Either they are going to win or we are going to win. That's it. There will be no middle ground. That's the way war is. And it has already started. And whether he likes it or not, we are in it. And to stand there and to say otherwise proves to the world that he is a doggone fool. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to be at the Taste of Apopka, so we're not going to be able to do our little contest. But we're going to do it a week from tonight instead, and it's a poem contest.
Chris, I've been waiting for this moment. There's no drums or anything. I mean, you're on stage, buddy.
So it's a little poetry contest, you know, a little 5 or 6 word line poem. We heard Mike's earlier, and we'll read his again later. I've got a little ode to B.O. I'm going to read here in a moment, and to give you sort of the feel for what we're trying to do. A fellow called yesterday, asked if he could use the haiku. Yeah, you can use any sort of poem.
See, he's preparing himself. That is a gentleman that's on the way to a big win.
That's right. And so we'll be doing that a week from tomorrow, so you have plenty of time to prepare. And we'll have some great prizes lined up for you. $20 gift card to Cafe Positano, and we'll see what else we can dig out of Santa Claus's bag. I hear he's coming to town. But what we're going to do is, because it'll be Thanksgiving, you know, we'll be going into the Thanksgiving break. And by the way, we'll be taking that Thursday, of course, Friday, and that Sunday off. A little 4-day Thanksgiving holiday break for us. So here's what we want to do. We want you to call us up that week, or that Wednesday, with a poem. And this is a sample of what you might want to prepare. I call this Ode to B.O.
Now, there's no pear in this or anything.
No. Ode to B.O. There once was a fella named Barry who was a bit of a fairy. So he changed his name to Barack. So he changed his name to Barack because different he wanted to be seen, because, as it turned out, he was still but a dancing queen.
Oh, this is perfect. It ties to the record that we advocated months ago. Yeah, he's the dancing queen.
See what I said about filthy limericks earlier?
Yeah.
Turn it up in there, Dick.
I can't wait to one of these UN meetings. He's up there and they play that song, you know. And that'll be dedicated from Orlando, Florida, your #1 hit.
Ode to B.O. We'll be right back.